Here I am, first landing in the Baltic country, Lithuania, Vilnius.
It's a Lithuanian summer.
0 degrees, Lithuanian summer.
Yes,
there you go.
Month.
The warmest month here. Oh, nice. It's so different here. It's a white world here with all the snow. And today I'm going to explore some of the aviation opportunities in Lithuania. It's so different to the place I come from. I live in Dubai, and now in this winter wonderland, it's actually refreshing. It wakes you up in the cold.
Sam, if you look at this building, there is aircraft inside.
Would you look at this? I don't know how they bring a CRJ into a building, and they must put a plane in and build it around it, right? We're going for a tour inside this amazing feature. Look at the engines. Here, we're going inside. Oh my gosh. What an office. So during my stay, I visited one of the largest ACMI provider. They're basically an airline for the airline. In the office here, I met the chairman, Vilnius for ASG Group. And he's actually a special guy for talking about ACMI and knowing the market and how this works.
Sam, your first time in Lithuania, and you see what is the snowing country over here, and you know the airport is 1 kilometer from here. We have probably 20 plus Airbuses grounded, and they're just not operating during the winter. Imagine what is happening now, for example, in Mexico. There is a peak season, or in Thailand, Philippines, where a lot of tourists comes and visit the country for their winter vacation. So imagine if companies in Mexico, which feels huge shortage of the capacity, will use up to 10% of their fleet using our aircraft.
So here's an airplane model. I've never seen this airline flying, Avion Express. It's actually an airline.
It is an airline for other airlines, so we do ACMI or wet lease.
You give your airplane to other airline to operate.
Exactly.
Which airline you give your airplane to those airlines to operate?
So we have Lufthansa Group in Europe, British Airways to UK.
So the other reason I came to Lithuania is look at some of the aviation training capability. Imagine one day I come here to do a type rating on the 320 or the 737. And this is the only place where you can crash a plane and walk away with it, right? How much would be the cost for someone want to start from scratch as a fresh pilot?
Okay, so to start from scratch, you start from PPL and then instrument ratings, all the required ratings to get a CPL and then the type rating, which will come to around 90,000 euros total to get
90,000 for all the training costs?
Yeah.
How much time will it take?
Around 20 months for the type rating.
Just arrived at Vilnius Airport. I love the old building facade. And today is going to be a new airline, airBaltic A220. It's a very, very small but very cute airport here. Just one single small terminal, and there's a little lounge there, which is also pretty neat. Just looking through, snowing and snowing and snowing, and some airplane were using de-icing. I love to cover one time come to Europe in the harsh winter to see how all this de-icing and all this snow plowing operation work at the airport. Hey, how are you?
Welcome aboard. Nice to meet you.
I think there's no brainer. The best row on this airplane is row number 1. The legroom is exceptional.
So very good afternoon everyone, my name is Chris Wilson. I am the captain of this airBaltic A220 aircraft on our flight from Vilnius to Riga. I'm joined here with my colleague Fabrizio Pastore. Hello. And we have just set ourselves up for our departure here. So we're waiting now for the de-icing to commence. That will happen any moment. It's winter operations here in the Baltic states. Our flight time today is estimated to be around 35 minutes. And we're going to stay at a very low altitude because of that short flight time. So it's at 22,000 feet, so flight level 220. and with that we're not going to reach a max speed, we're going to stay in the indicated airspeed. It'll be around 260.
You see, we have very big 5 nice screens that are of course interconnected. You can change the information that we see. Right now we have set up the airport moving map here on my side. My colleague has the same information. And we see that we have an electronic checklist. So we have our de-icing, anti-icing checklist open. And another item that we have is the way we move over the screens with a kind of cursor, is with the cursor control unit. So we've got that here, the trackball. That's in a nutshell just a little bit of an input on the A220 here. Once again, we'll get going with our flight now. So thanks, we'll get back to you later.
Airball 34 Papa, QNH 1003, push and start approved on India face south.
So we work with ACARS here, Sam, on the aircraft. So we send our messages about load sheet. We receive that from the company on the computer here. Right now we're doing the engine start. We are monitoring, and ground engine 1 is good. We're starting to start right engine, and we can do the B4 taxi checklist.
CPU
Off.
flap.
2 selected.
ATS call.
So that goes on.
Before taxi checklist complete.
Let's request taxi.
Airball 34 Papa, taxi holding point 19er, left Juliet Blue. Airball 34 Papa, wind 230 degrees, 6 knots, right now, clear takeoff from 19er, goodbye.
Vilnius Zulu, line up, clear to go for runway 19 at about 3-4 miles. Bye.
We are allowed to line up. The left side is free.
Right side free.
And lights and belts.
Lights and belts down.
Yeah, runway 19 is identified. And we are cleared for takeoff.
Confirm.
Set the parking brake.
Jump.
And the action. Cleared for takeoff. Brake is off. Thrusters armed. Are you ready?
Ready.
Let's take off. Thrust. Jump.
Knots trusted.
Checked.
V1.
Rotate. Positive glass.
Select gear up.
Gear up selected.
This is our flight to Vilnius to Riga, which is a short flight, but it's not the shortest flight. We have one which goes to the west coast of Lithuania, which is Palanga. That's around 25 minutes at most. So this is where the workload is a little bit higher. Already now during the climb out, we have to start thinking about preparations and about our approach and landing into Riga.
Information Charlie.
Super.
Runway 36.
Yeah.
Runway is wet.
Yeah, so we've just received the ATIS from Riga, the latest weather. It is 1 minute old, so it doesn't get much fresher than that. We know the temperature is -1, so it is still winter operations. The wind is calm, so we'll set it up exactly like that. The QNH that we received was 1003, so that is filled in as well. The typical landing flap selection is 4, and I'll use that one for our flight today as well. I'll land with the auto throttle on, and for us that means we have to add the 5 knots extra on the VREF. That becomes our V approach speed. And then later on in the briefing I'll verify that my calculations that I've done on my iPad are the same as what my colleague Fabrizio would have on his iPad.
What are some of the challenges flying in the Baltic in the winter?
So today we have the RCC, the runway condition code is 5, the runway is wet, so there is a good braking action. We don't have that every day in the winter operations here.
As a frequent traveler, I recommend to use Surfshark VPN to bypass internet censorship, to find cheaper travel, and to secure your data. So internet censorship is a huge pain when I travel to countries where social media and foreign emails are blocked, that I couldn't connect to Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or Google Mail to connect with my family, friends, or business. This is where the VPN comes in handy. I use Surfshark VPN to connect to another country to bypass that internet censorship. With the help of Surfshark VPN, there's also possibility to find cheaper travel, cheaper air tickets, cheaper hotel, or cheaper rental car by simply connect the VPN to another country and check out the deals there. As a frequent traveler, I often use public Wi-Fi at the airport or the hotel, but these are not safe. When I want to go on online banking or sending sensitive information, I use Surfshark VPN to encrypt and secure my data. And now, here's the best deal for today's viewer. Get Surfshark VPN at surfshark.com/SAM. Enter promo code SAM. You will get more than 80% off and 3 additional months of subscription for free. This video is sponsored by Surfshark.
Descent approach checklist.
FMS is set.
Minimum.
Is set.
Set. Auto brake.
Medium.
ECASted.
Checked.
Checked. Approach briefing.
Approach briefing complete. Yeah, so we're now finalizing our approach here. We're descending through flight level 130. We'll get focused on our approach here, the final stages, as I said there. We should have contacts at a reasonable time, so you'll be able to enjoy the approach and landing as well into winter wonderland to Riga.
AirBaltic 34 Papa, descent altitude 2,500 feet, via Safna, clear at ACMI, runway 36, report stop stock place.
2,500 feet is set.
1,000 stabilized, minimum 250 barrel.
Checked. Autopilot goes off.
Check.
AirBaltic 34 Papa, wind calm, runway 36, you're clear land.
Clear to land the wind calm.
Checked.
Plus 100.
Checked.
Minimums.
Contacts.
Checked.
$100. 50. 30. 20. 10. AirBaltic 31 Bravo, digitale wakker, continue approach.
Eighty knots.
Checked. Auto brake disarmed.
AirBaltic 34 Papa, right on Delta, contact ground, is level.
Right on Delta, contact ground, AirBaltic 34 Papa, bye. Ground, good afternoon, AirBaltic 34 Papa on Delta.
AirBaltic 34 Papa, ground, hello, taxi, stand 305 by Foxtrot uniform.
Super impressive cockpit. I'm still in awe. I remember the first time you go on the 787 or the 350, you have a blast. And this one the same, the A220. They really, through a beautiful flying experience, reminded us how much we love aviation.
Welcome to Riga.
Goodbye. Bye. See you later. Bye-bye. See you. So I just had 20-minute transit here in Riga and now on to Amsterdam. And it turned out it's the same airplane. So hopefully the same pilot flying me. Hey, how are you? Menu? Thank you.
May I offer some drink before the takeoff?
What do you have?
Well, I would suggest you to start with champagne.
Okay, let's do that. Cheers, back on the same airplane bound for Amsterdam. During the transit, I actually looked up. airBaltic actually has 45 A220, that's a lot. And then at Dubai Air Show, they signed up another 30 orders plus 20 options. That's gonna give them nearly 100 A220. It's the same flight crew again.
Yes,
yeah,
welcome again,
Good to see you guys. Good to see you.
It's been a long time. Dear guests, a very good afternoon. The flight deck captain speaking. My name is Chris Verlossen, and together with First Officer Fabrizio Pastore and the rest of the crew, welcome on board this airBaltic Airbus A220 on our flight from Riga to Amsterdam. Boarding is completed, the doors are going to be closed very soon, also the cargo doors, and then we'll be on our way. Flight time today is estimated to be 2 hours and 5 minutes.
Ground to cockpit, push and start is approved, facing to the west. Can I release brakes?
Yes sir, release brakes.
The parking brake is off, you may start when you have the green light. At ground we have 2 good starts, try disconnect, see you on the right side, wees label.
Clear to disconnect, see you on the right side, enjoy the ride. Ciao, happy flying.
Go.
Before taxi checklist, APU,
Off.
flap,
2 selected.
anti-ice call,
Was on.
anti-ice wing,
Auto.
flight controls,
Flight controls are checked.
no steer,
Select on.
FMS,
Is set.
trims,
2.412 green.
ECAS and info.
That's all checked.
Checked before taxi checklist complete.
Oh, Lufthansa. Don't see the 330 here too often of Lufthansa. And we can report that we're ready from Bravo.
Before the checklist came in.
Ready.
Anti-ice,
The cowls are on.
auto brake,
RTO.
ECAS and info.
All checked.
Checked before the checklist complete.
Are you ready?
Ready.
The thrust is armed.
Checked.
And take off. Thrust.
Checked. $80 knots, thrust set.
Checked.
V1.
Rotate. Positive climb.
Select gear up.
Gear up selected.
FMS 1.
Check.
Thrust.
Riga approach, good afternoon, airBaltic 6 Delta 9.
Baltic 6 Delta 9, hello Riga approach radar contact, climb and restricted flight level 280.
Climbing and restricted level 280, airBaltic 6 Delta 9.
So the load on the business class is quite low today. There's only 3 passengers. So I have an empty seat next to you, similar to economy seats, but a little bit extra leg room. Just had a hot meal with salmon and chocolate. Not too bad, but I'm gonna go now down to economy to see what they got there.
I'm Elsa.
Elsa?
Elsa.
Elsa.
Yeah.
From which country?
Latvia.
From Latvia. Is it most of the crew come from Latvia?
Not now anymore. We have a lot of crews from the Spain and Italy, and we
Really?
are
All European?
Yeah, we are
Right,
becoming
right,
more
right.
international airline. This is our little office at the back.
Yeah.
So here's the galley.
Very
This is
tiny
the
galley
trolleys
here.
where we put what we take for the service. There's our cash machines, everything. The oven where we heat up the heating pool for buy and board as well. And this is where we usually sit when we take out this chair.
It's like this.
Yeah. This is where you sit for the takeoff and landing.
Yep.
And this is the chair that we use for the training plans.
There's 2 chairs.
Yeah.
And you have 2
And
bathrooms behind you.
Two toilets. Yeah.
In checking out the toilets here at A220, impressed. I don't have to duck. You know, they support my height.
Baltic 6 Delta 9, clear to land, 18 right, wind 190, 8 knots.
Clear to land 18 right, airBaltic 6 Delta 9.
Copy, autopilot off.
Minimums.
Contact.
Checked.
$100. $50. $30.
Retards.
$20. $10.
Tower,
Auto brake off.
80 knots.
Pilot 18 right. Good evening, Baltic 1561.
Reverse is stowed.
Hello, airBaltic 6 Delta 9er. taxi to Whiskey 13 and confirm at 18 center. The gate is Charlie 8.
Okay. Whiskey 13 cross 18 center and Charlie 8 about 6 Delta minus.